Welcome to The Tonight Show with Lay Geno. I'm John Melendez. With music by Victor Wooten and The Tonight Show Rock Band. Featuring a Tonight Show, Karl Marx, King Louis XIV, and Napoleon. And here's Jay Leno! Thank you and welcome to tonight's show. In tonight's segment, we're going to have some very special guests that are going to analyze our political and economic situations. But before we do that, as always, we're going to start off with our very special report. Do you know what time it is, Victor?
I don't know. What time is it, Lay?
It's...
Pretty much everywhere is gonna be hot. Don?
And I don't need a jacket. Thanks, David.
Thank you, David. But now, please welcome the one, the only, the communist, Karl Marx!
Thanks for having me, Lay.
Oh, no, Karl, it's our pleasure. So here you have a new book coming out. What can you tell us about it?
Yes, Lay. It's called Communism for Dummies.
So why did you write this book when the Communist Manifesto already outlined the major guidelines?
It's true that the Communist Manifesto already established the major points of communism, such as rule by the community and elimination of classes. However, no one really understands how to use these new ideas, so I wrote Communism for Dummies to spell out exactly what every filthy piece of peasant needs to do to make some changes around here!
I see. So what do people need to do?
Basically, if someone is successful, he or she must give everything he or she has worked for so the rewards can go to the bum on the street.
That doesn't sound very fair.
Of course it is! The bum on the street is just as smart as the successful man because he knows he will reap the same rewards whether he works or not. He just chooses not to work.
This is all very interesting, but how does this apply to our modern society?
Communism is present in many aspects of modern-day society. There are countries, such as China, which have communist governments, and certain aspects of your modern American government system, such as subsidies and welfare, that have communistic elements.
Well, thank you, Karl. We'll be back with King Louis XIV, Napoleon, and the Victor Wooten Rock Band after these messages. We continue with tonight's show with the Sun King, better known as King Louis XIV.
Thank you. I would like to take this opportunity to express my supreme power over everything.
Okay, thank you. So, I hear they call you the Sun King. Why is that?
Well, as you know, I believe in divine right. That gives me the right to do anything.
I see. Anyway, Your Majesty, what did you think about Karl Marx's idea?
Well, in a way, I agree. The people shouldn't own anything. I should own everything. Absolute monarchy is the only way to truly obtain peace.
So true. But what do you think of our government?
Well, that big White House is a terrible place. How are you supposed to rule over your subjects when they don't even live in the same house? I keep all the nobles at Versailles, so they can't try anything.
Maybe we should try that here.
I love all the useless spending you have been doing. I am a huge fan of spending money on useless projects. I have even bankrupted the entire country.
Good stuff. Sounds promising. Well, I'm afraid we have to move on to our next guest, Napoleon Bonaparte, after these messages. And we're back, this time with Napoleon. How are you, Napoleon?
I feel great. I've enacted several reforms that should strengthen the mighty nation of France.
Sounds great. But what do you think of the other leaders' ideas?
Well, I somewhat agree with the Sun King's logic. A ruler must have complete control over his people, as well as their complete loyalty. I disagree with Karl Marx's view though. Our nation thrives on competition. In war, if men had no competition, we would all be dead.
That doesn't make much sense.
Well, I wouldn't expect an American to understand.
Enlighten me.
Forget about it. Communism never works. You should get out of it while you can. Flee to France.
You know, some European nations, including France, are even more socialist than we are.
Whatever. Vive la France!
Well, thank you for that, Napoleon, but I'm afraid we're all out of time for tonight. I'd like you to thank John Melendez, all our guests tonight, Victor Wooten, and the Tonight Show Rock Band.